Hi, I'm Dr. Elliot from ElliotOracle.com. I'm also the author of Fearless Tarot, How to Give a Positive Reading in Any Situation, which is out now from Llewellyn Books. So if you like my positive approach to tarot, this book is going to really help you get the most out of your tarot deck. It is time for this week's Oracle Reveal. So earlier today on Instagram, I placed up a photo of 3 different animals, and I asked you to use your intuition and just ask yourself which animal's calling to you, because that animal has an important message for you. And the animals were the armadillo, the wolf, and the crow. So if you're just joining us, ask yourself which animal is calling to you, because that animal has your message. For those of you who picked armadillo, armadillo is known for its armor. And the card says set healthy boundaries. And that is so important, especially for sensitive, spiritual, kind-hearted people. We tend to have a real hard time working up the nerve to finally tell somebody no, or I'm uncomfortable, or no, I don't want to do that. And the armadillo is telling you, you do need to establish those boundaries sometimes for your own health and sanity. So this could be a time where you're really kind of putting your boundary down, but also with boundaries, it's not one and done. You can't just establish that boundary and then it's over with. You're going to find that people try to retest that boundary again and again and again. So be prepared to put up your boundary, but also to follow it up with consistency. I'm using a new deck this week. It's actually an old deck. It's the first deck I started reading with back in like 1732 when I started doing tarot cards. The deck's called the Connolly deck. And this first card is where it's best to place your focus this next week if you picked Armadillo. And we get the Materialism card. The Materialism is the traditional devil card. It's got that symbolism of being chained to something that's keeping you limited or stuck. Materialism could be interpreted to not be overchained to either material things or material goals, or to think that you have to make something established and worthy in the real world in order to be substantive, and instead to go deeper, to free yourself from something that's really limiting you. Sometimes this card will come up if you're chained to something that's actually making you really unhappy and it's undermining your sense of security, even though you think it's going to bring you that security. This card can also say that it's time to break any old habits or cycles of self-destructive thoughts, behaviors, attitudes, and start to shift your focus on what's limitless within you again. Advice from your inner wisdom this next week is the Ace of Wands, the card of inspiration, reawakening. This card is saying that there's a new idea coming. And this card could also indicate that instead of just going the traditional materialistic route for your perceived success, the Ace of Wands is asking you to think outside of the box, to look at something in a different way, to look at something with a new perspective, and to open your mind to other voices. The Ace of Wands tells you that if you follow your inner inspiration, you have a really great new beginning at hand. And then finally, we have the mythic archetype that will help you if you picked the armadillo. And we got that theme of boundaries. And then here we see the sirens, the mermaids who call you to the rocks with their beautiful song, but then end up crashing your ship. I feel like there is a goal here. There's something you need to focus and zero in on. And there's these distractions that you need to create a boundary with. One's pulling you one way to keep you limited or stuck or scared in the past. The other one's kind of luring you to distraction. And you need to stay focused on this goal at this time. The goal is where your success is going to come from. And if you can establish boundaries, not just with other people, but also self-limiting attitudes, procrastination, or distraction, you're going to be in a much better position. The second animal is the wolf spirit, and it says, turn knowledge into wisdom. And the wolf is the wise teacher of the animal kingdom. So this could be a time where you're really absorbing knowledge for sure, but then you're also applying it to the real world, real life situations that you're going through. And I find that what can make you like a really great tarot reader is to take all that knowledge for the cards and instead of just memorizing a keyword, apply it to something that's personal, something that's important. Put yourself in the card's shoes. The wolf is telling you to really turn that knowledge into wisdom at this time. First card is where it's best for wolf to place their focus this next week. And we got the Knight of Wands. He's the adventurer of the tarot. You can see the pyramids behind him. So he's on a journey. He's looking for a new way. The Knight of Wands tells you that what you're looking for might be an answer that's found in an unexpected or foreign place. It's something that's new or different or not something you're 100% familiar with. And you need to spread your wings and explore some new avenues. The Knight of Wands pushes ahead past old barriers. And so this could be a time when you're also pushing ahead. And you can see him on this card. It looks like he's almost searching. So this could be a time when you're kind of on this quest. You're searching for that meaning, and you're also searching for an answer. And you might just have to look outside of the traditional avenues that you've always found those answers in the past. The advice from your inner wisdom this next week is the Seven of Cups. Sometimes this is a card of dreams and illusions. And what we see here is this person is at a crossroads. And he's kind of like in this illusion thinking of, well, this road probably has this waiting for me, and that road probably has that thing waiting for me. And so what do I do? And you can see he's stopping. He's not journeying forward. He's not moving ahead like the Knight of Wands. He's stuck. And so this card could really be telling you to pick a path, to pick a way. That sometimes no decision is worse than making the wrong decision. And so the Seven of Cups tells you to stop dreaming, stop being in that illusion, stop wondering what might happen or what could possibly fail if you were to be brave enough to go out and take your journey. But instead to take that proactive step at this time anyway. And I think if you just get the ball rolling, I think momentum will kick in as well. And then the mythic archetype for you, if you picked the wolf, is Themis and Nemesis. These are the two goddesses. Themis is the goddess of justice, and Nemesis is the goddess of divine retribution. And so there's fairness, there's standards to maintain here. And what this card is telling you is that you need to check in with your own inner moral compass, your own core code of truth, your personal honor code, and do not violate it at this time. Really stick with it. And also make a decision. Otherwise, you may feel imbalanced. It is so important right now to get the ball moving, or get the ball rolling, I think is the better expression. And then finally, we have the crow spirit. It says, co-create with spirit. Try to say that 3 times fast. And crow is also a symbol for magic, death, rebirth, change, transformation. It flies into the shadow, which is often where our most important healing is going to take place. So crow could just be telling you, pay attention to those signs and signals on your path right now. First card is where it's best for you to place your focus this next week. And we got the Hermit card. The Hermit always gently guides you back within. He's telling you that the answer you're looking for is found in that inner landscape. He's also taking that warm fire, that lantern, and he's having it blaze on the snow. He's melting the snow, and this can represent old calcified feelings, things that have been put on ice because we needed to be numb for a time. Here you can see in this deck, the Hermit's greeting an older version of himself, or a younger version of himself as an older man. So this could be a time when you're really going within and you're melting those inner icicles and you're really letting those feelings flow again. And you're acknowledging something that might have been frozen even when you were younger. And you're starting to acknowledge that, wow, this is really shaping how I'm choosing my path and my current actions. And maybe it's time to revisit that and maybe choose a different way. Advice from your inner wisdom that the Hermit's going to be guiding you toward. It's actually found in the King of Pentacles. He's one of the most solid, sturdy, stable cards in the tarot. He could indicate that your inner wisdom's reassuring you that you're safe now, you're secure now, no matter what might have happened in the past or what you might have had to put on ice before. It's time to thaw that out. It's time to sit with that for a little while. I feel like there's an answer that's found in the past for you. And there's this reassurance of security for you right now, too, to tell you to be brave enough and go and look at that thing right now. It's totally shaping the path you're walking right now. And you'll make a huge breakthrough if you can reaffirm your stability and also face the past. And then finally, we have the mythic archetype that will help you if you pick the crow. And we got Odysseus, who was on that 20-year journey to get back home after the Trojan War. Whenever this card comes up, it says that you're also on your own journey right now. And you really need to keep your eyes trained on home. And for you, I think the home is inward, especially with that Hermit card. So this could be a time to come home to yourself or an old version of yourself that it's time to get reacquainted with. So that is this week's Oracle. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, you know where to find me at elliotoracle.com. Otherwise, I hope you all have a wonderful week and do take care.